Hi guys, this is KlazartSC doing an audio commentary, and no, this is not a comeback commentary. I'm just trying to think up of an excuse as to explain why I'm doing this commentary. I'll get back to you guys when I have something credible later on. But we have got Flash here in Teal at the 8:30 position and playing the Terran, of course, and at 3:30 in orange we've got his enemy for this matchup. It is Calm. This is the ever OSL 2009 season, and this is the semi-finals. This is game 1 being played on El Nino, a 3-player map. Calm straight away setting his Overlord to scout what seems like might be the correct direction. I'm really curious to see what these two guys can come up with. After watching Flash systematically destroy Jaedong piece by agonizing piece in the previous round, really in what I think a lot of fans would have considered to be the finals. I think most people would have assumed that if Flash had won that, that Flash, having won that, is probably going to go on to win the tournament. And at the same time, had Jaedong managed to beat him with the Zerg-heavy pool that we have in this year's OSL's latter stages, we would have assumed that Jaedong would have gone through and taken the title yet again. Flash, again, a great poster of Flash destroying a lot, which is something that he's good at doing. Looks like we might be seeing a 12 pool or 12 hatch going down here from Calm. And yeah, I mean, you would think that Flash completely destroyed Jaedong in the last matchup, so what chance does Calm have? But again, we've written players off before and we've guaranteed victories before only to see things turned around, so I wouldn't take anything for granted. But I am excited to see what Flash is going to do. The key thing, I think, in the previous matchup was that Flash didn't really give Jaedong a chance. In both those games, in the second game, of course, he completely surprised Jaedong. And, you know, well, it was, technically, it was cheese, but it was brilliant. It was brilliantly executed and brilliantly played. And I don't think Jaedong can have any complaints, especially since he went 12 hatch, which is quite a predictable thing to do for him. So if he's gonna be predictable, he can't really complain if players take advantage of that and take him down. And Flash really had nothing to lose in that game. He was a game ahead. He felt that he could take on Jaedong after the previous match where they both kind of went standard. He destroyed Jaedong comfortably, so he probably felt that he had what it took to beat Jaedong should it go to a tiebreaker. Flash now has got his SCV in Calm's base. It's got the scouting information. Calm just taken his natural expo. Flash has got his racks down. Still hasn't taken his refinery, putting another supply depot down. But still no refinery for Flash. Calm obviously had put that spawning pool and extractor down. Looks like we might be seeing 6 lings here from Calm. Probably just to try and get rid of that SCV from his base. Flash now with a couple of Marines out, and this might be horrible for Calm, because even though he seemed to send his Overlord in the right direction, I guess I haven't seen many games in this map before, but I guess the distance is so far across that by the time the Overlord gets there, you can't really send it over the opponent's base, because the Marines are just going to kill it, and you don't really want to lose your first Overlord. That can be quite painful. And Flash is fast expanding. We did see he didn't put that refinery down, and you had to wonder whether he was just trying to pump up the SCVs and conserve those minerals. We saw him put a second supply depot down, however, so he is fast expanding straight away after that racks. Calm, if he can somehow try and scout this, it's going to be very difficult for him, because there's going to be an SCV with 3 Marines behind it, and that scouting information is going to be denied to him. Calm, meanwhile, already teching to lair, so we're seeing a 2-hatch build from Calm. He has managed to get Flash's SCV out of his base with those 6 lings, and I think that was something that Jaedong didn't do. He didn't try and get rid of Flash's scouting SCV in that first game, where Flash crushed him so heavily, and so even though I think there's a difference between anticipating what your opponent is going to do and knowing what your opponent is going to do, for sure. And by allowing the opponent to see exactly what you're doing, I think you just give them a little bit more confidence and remove any vestiges of doubt from their mind about how they should play their strategy. And I think when you do that, you just leave yourself at a huge disadvantage. Now, Calm might actually have a decent chance here against Flash. It's just all going to come down to the timing here and what Flash anticipates and how much more scouting information he can get. He's got that second racks down, but he has expended those resources in putting that fast expo up, so he could potentially be vulnerable here to this 2-hatch Spire rush from Calm. Spire will get those mutalisks out pretty early, and it is going to be pretty much a do-or-die maneuver from Calm, because Flash's economy is going to be running away as those mutalisks start to arrive, and if he doesn't do significant damage with those mutalisks and pretty much almost kill Flash off, he's going to find it very difficult to take this game. Flash obviously is going to have to hold his defenses. Flash, it's just a question of what Flash thinks Calm is doing. Flash, remember, doesn't have that information because Calm made sure he got rid of that SCV, and I guess Jaedong felt, since he was going for a typical 3-hatchery build anyway, that he didn't really need to deny his opponent information. Now Flash is getting that academy down. He will have that comsat down. It's just a question of how much of a lead Calm is going to get, how much time he's going to have to bring those Mutalisks in play. That Spire still not complete, but it's almost finished. That academy should just about be finishing up by now. Meanwhile, Calm hasn't been able to put any pressure on Flash whatsoever. Flash comfortably pumping from the 2 racks, now putting that engineering bay down as well, now putting that comsat down, and I wouldn't be surprised if Flash has got this time perfectly to defend against it. Now those Mutalisks going up, remember he's only got the 2 hatcheries as well, so he's only going to have 6 Mutalisks coming out initially, and it's going to be interesting to see how much damage he's going to be able to do. Flash obviously is going to be on the defensive early on, but he's going to have such a huge economic advantage if he comes out of this without taking too much damage that he should be able to then roll on and win the game comfortably from there. Calm still, remember, on the 2 hatchery build, pumping everything he's got into this. Now the scan going on for Flash. That first scan, unfortunately, in the Natural Expo doesn't tell him much, although the timing of those eggs all being made at once might give him a hint that there are Mutalisks on the way. Nevertheless, he is sort of preparing for that anyway. He's got that engineering bay up. Are we going to see turrets going down from him straight away? Yes, we are. Flash straight away putting the turrets down. Now, Calm's Mutalisks are closing into that base towards Flash's Natural Expo, and they might be able to get in there before Flash has a chance to get more than 1 or 2 turrets up, if any at all. And actually, Flash hasn't gotten his turrets complete yet. Now Calm's going to come and be able to focus those SCVs down. He managed to take one of those SCVs. Flash does have Marines in the bunker, but remember, he doesn't seem to have a large enough force. But those turrets just get up in time, just as Calm was hammering away at them. Flash pulled the SCVs around them and got those turrets up. Now Flash is going to be forced to pull those Marines back to defend from Calm coming around and trying to flank him. But now Calm is in a little bit of trouble here. He really needs to do a lot of damage, and so far all he's done is killed 1 SCV, I believe. Now he's trying to take a second SCV down, trying desperately to kill that turret down, but Flash brings the Marines around. Calm now trying to pick another couple of SCVs off as he strafes through Flash's main base, now heading towards Flash's Natural Expo again, trying to keep Flash's limited forces busy while he picks off those SCVs. He has killed about 4 or 5 SCVs now, and he continues to pound away at those SCVs, which is exactly what he needs to do. Flash hasn't had the chance to get a solid defense up, but he's got a decent enough defense out. Now, Calm has done a significant amount of damage there. I think he's killed at least 5 or 6 SCVs, but remember, Flash is pumping from 2 command centers, and we all know what a macro beast he can be, and I think Flash will be reasonably satisfied with this. I don't think he could have expected to have gone for the strategy that he had and not take any damage whatsoever, not take any losses, but certainly Calm has not dealt a crippling blow. He continues to build up that Mutalisk force. Now, meanwhile, looks like he's going to try and take that min-only expo as well. Actually, I'm not sure if that's min-only before I bite my tongue here. I'll have to have a quick glance at it. Yeah, as I said, this is the first time I'm seeing a game on this map. But Calm coming in again for another round with his Mutalisks. This time Flash's Marines well prepared, positioned perfectly for it, anticipating Calm's avenue of attack, and Calm lost at least 3 Mutalisks there, and that is not another Mutalisk goes down, and that's Calm's air force pretty much wiped. And I think that's going to be it, I almost feel, for Calm.